I entered the US illegally. Do I have to leave the country to file for my green card? So many times people enter the US illegally. They may have just crossed the border, or maybe they came through the border, but they used false documents or something like that. But if you enter the US illegally, for example, and you otherwise qualify for a green card. So let's say you crossed the border illegally and you didn't get caught, you made it across the border, you are now married to a US citizen, or maybe you are married and you have US citizen kids that are at least 21 or over, and you want to apply for your green card, or you're wondering, am I eligible to apply for a green card? So many people that call us, their parents would otherwise be eligible for a green card, but they've entered illegally, right? So if you've entered illegally, generally the process requires you to start the green card process here in the US, and then you would leave the country, process abroad, and re-enter, right? That's the normal green card process for people that have had an illegal entry, or maybe sometimes even if you had a legal entry and you fell out of status, some of these processes require you, depending on who's petitioning for you, it might require you to leave the country, process abroad, and come back in, right? Again, this is general information. So just want to make sure that, everyone's immigration history is a little bit different. So if you are in the situation, don't leave the country. If you entered illegally, don't leave the country for green card processing without talking to an immigration attorney to make sure everything is well and good and that you're all set as best as you possibly can be to re-enter the US. Okay, getting back to my question, I entered the US illegally. Do I have to leave the country in order to process my green card? The answer is not always. If you've had an illegal entry, you might be eligible for humanitarian benefits like VAWA, like U visa if you're a victim of a crime. If you're married to a US citizen or you have kids that are 21 or over, you might be eligible to process through VAWA, or you might be eligible for T visa, which is for victims of trafficking, and potentially asylum as well. So there are 4 different options that I just named, which will, if you are successful in any of those 4, you may be able to process your green card without having to leave the United States. So give us a call if we can help you with your green card application. If you had an illegal entry and you're interested in a green card, especially we work with many clients that have spouses that are US citizens or green card holders, or they have children that are at least 21 years old and they're US citizens. You might be eligible to process your green card without having to leave the United States. So I would suggest have a consultation. You may be eligible to do this whole thing right here in the US, green card in 2.5 years. If you qualify, call us and we can screen you and let you know. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663.